It's a stadium so big, you can easily spot it flying into Dallas-Fort Worth for a game. This is AT&T Stadium here in Arlington. Katie York set to get this one started. And here we go from AT&T Stadium. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And that's only 1 yard up the middle. Gonna be 2nd down.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. A gain of about 3, so a third of what they needed. 3rd and 6 coming up. Milton back to throw. He has the first over the middle. And he flips the field for them before being taken down.
Now, right there, that's what you want to see on your opening drive. Boom! Connect on a big shot, and instantly you set a tone that you're not going to be afraid to be aggressive in this game today. Boy, do I love that.
On 1st down, they'll run. And he's all the way home. Touchdown, Dallas! The Cowboys take a 6-0 lead right away. So that right there, Brock, exactly what you want to start off a contest.
Opening drives are such tone setters. You come out flat as a group, maybe go 3 and out. Sometimes there's a carryover effect, but here they were sharp, they were crisp, and they grabbed the early lead.
Extra point from Aubrey is up and good. And the Cowboys take a 7-0 lead as he starts this year 1 for 1. Aubrey now to kick this one away. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback. This drive starting from the 30. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Here's a give up the middle. And he sneaks this through the middle, maybe a gain of 2.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
The defenders are there to get him at the line. That was Micah Parsons making that play. No gain on the play, and it brings up 3rd and 7.
You want to see the term read and react with a little video in the football dictionary? That's it.
Let's see what they draw up on a 3rd and 7. Here's a throw. Escapes the pocket. He's got a man left. And that will not be enough for a 1st down.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
And he'll get them enough for a 1st down.
Well, I know everybody on that offensive side of the ball appreciates that kind of effort. Got it by more than just a couple of inches. In fact, no need for a measurement on that as they move the chains.
Going to the ground again on 1st. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5. Another carry for him. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
Well, looky here. You don't even have to worry now about a 3rd down call as that run moves the sticks. Now that call you had ready, though, you can recycle it. Save it for later for that next 3rd down coming.
First down, and they go right back to him. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. Tackle made by Trayvon Diggs. Halfway there on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Back-to-back carries here. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run. But I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we just saw.
Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Here we go, 2nd and 9. Flushed out of the pocket. Hauled in left side. They get 18 yards out of it and a new set of downs.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
They'll run here on first down. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
You know, Kate, I like to call these body blows. Body blows. You got to be committed to running the football. Even if it doesn't move the chains, I guarantee you that wear and tear will pay dividends later.
Back to the well again. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss. Here he is on 3rd and long. Completes this one to Gray. And they get this down to the 10-yard line before going down.
You know, I don't mind the scheme. In fact, I like the call. Just not on that 3rd down in particular. Need to get it closer to the sticks to have a chance to move those chains.
Katie York now on for the field goal. A pretty automatic look for him from the left. Groupie sends it through. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
That's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team was out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now a give left side. What a hit! He gets flattened to the ground. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7. They give it to him again. On the pickup. And that's good for a Cowboys first down. So the complexion of this drive has changed dramatically now. New set of downs inside the 35. On the give, it's Sanders.
Okay, this is why coaches across all levels of football work on the importance of good, fundamental tackling, not just to hear themselves talk. It's to make sure that when one of their guys has a chance to bring down a running back, able to do it and keep those plays from going any.
Time for our 2nd quarter now. Let's see if the Cowboys can capitalize here in the red zone. Oh, he taps it quick to the receiver coming across here. Breaks the tackle, still going. And they bring him down, but there's a flag on the field. So now, partner, got to reevaluate what to do on this next snap because the holding call pushes him back quite a ways. They'll run here following the penalty. Good running here. He's across the 15. And he's finally taken down at the 7-yard line. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
No frills, nothing fancy. That was just a good old offensive line dominated in the trenches. And that sprung him to get to the 2nd level and beyond.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. He brings it in. And he's brought down for a loss.
Well, there was never a play in any playbook I ever saw designed for a lost yardage play when you throw the ball. But if there's any solace, at least it was 1st down. A couple more chances to make up for it.
They'll try and punch it in. And this one's stopped at the 3-yard line. 5 yards on the play, and now they've got 3rd and goal. They'll keep it on the ground. Dives for the end zone, and he makes it. Touchdown! The Cowboys now lead by 10. A lot of pressure on him in that moment, Brock. Find a way to score. Don't let it go to 4th and goal. And he finds a way to come through and gets in the end zone for 6.
Now, how about the other side? Beating the defense right there as well. That group who was so close to pulling off the goal line stand, yet all that motivation wasn't enough to stop them on 3rd and goal.
Aubrey now to kick this one away. And it bounces out of the end zone, so they'll set up shop at the 30. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Hand off to the back. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few. He got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
This coordinator tried to show some trust and belief in his offense. A run after a negative run? Well, you lose a lot of equity and belief in that coordinator. I don't think he's going to try a 3rd run after back-to-back negative losses.
3rd and long for him here. Rolling left, buying some time. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Part of what's earned him status, Brock, is one of the league's better tight ends. Are those hands, right? His dependable hands. So shouts to the defense there because he wasn't able to hang on that time.
Kate, it's one thing for these defenders to separate a receiver from the ball, but to do so on a stud tight end, that's big time.
No return on that punt. And the Cowboys will get set to go on offense. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Give now to the running back. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
Throw complete to Lamb. They got 24 yards on the play, and it'll be 1st down, Dallas.
Just excellent effort on that catch. And a lightning-quick transition from bringing the football in to getting vertical. He was not content for a second to end that play where he caught it. Any catch he makes, his intent is to put some serious yards on top of it.
Setting up the running back screen. Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And that's good for a Cowboys 1st down.
To this day, I can still see the faces of the big guys in the huddle. When you call a screen like that, instead of them just getting knocked backwards, they get to be salesmen. They get to push those linemen downfield and then tee off and go hit somebody like they did right there.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. He's on the move. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up second down. Man in motion, out of the slot. Off the play fake, he'll throw. And he's not quite that fast. Let him just a bit too much. That's incomplete. Trying to find his tight end. So they're left facing third and long.
Those passes get more and more difficult as you try to get aggressive down the field. Those windows and throwing lanes, Kate, they're not open very long, and it only takes a little bit for a throw to be thrown off.
They're going to throw it on third and long. Buys time, rolling right. Down the run right, throwing deep. They connect on the deep shot. And he will score. Touchdown, Dallas. The Cowboys stretch their lead to a 3-score advantage. George Pickens the touchdown. Aubrey good on the point after. And the Cowboys push their lead to 18. Aubrey now to kick this one away. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Now a give running right. And as they bring him down, let's check the penalty flag. A game they were pretty happy with goes away via the penalty. And now we're going to wait to see how they respond. Double the distance to go after that holding call. It's now first and 20. They go play action here. Catch is made. It's Jalen Hyatt. It's a 24-yard gash, and it gives them the first down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
They go play action on first. Tight end reels in the shallow throw. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. After a good pickup, they've got second and 4. Here's the handoff. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop. A 7-yard pickup, and it moves the chains. They'll head up first and 10 from the 42. Right up the gut. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. Tackle made by Trayvon Diggs. After a good pickup, they've got second and 4. Trying the right side. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
Ooh, I like that. I really like that execution to move the chains. Now that third down call that they had ready, well, they can stick it right back in their pocket for a later occasion.
This time it's a passing play. Short pass caught by his tight end. And he'll get it down to the 24-yard line.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. And the third and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Well-timed strike by that defender to knock it free. And now they need to get 4 on third down. They'll try and pick this up on the ground. And the defense was ready. They got him at the line. The Cowboys signaling for their first time out. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard running backs say there's just times you got to run in the darkness. And when linebackers fill that hole like that right in the middle of the field, he ran right into the darkness and the pain of that linebacker.
He finds him beyond the marker. And they get this down to the 10-yard line before going down. They stun the defense with a gain of 14 on 4th down and pick up the first. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And that play is brought to a halt, they're going to say, at the 5-yard line. First down play, nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5. He's going to throw this one. Has it down close. He has the New York touchdown. He hung in there as long as he could. A lot of quarterbacks would have bailed out. And it was what you talk about, Brock, that courage that kept the chant for the touchdown alive.
Yeah, that touchdown's going to show up on his stat sheet making the catch or the quarterback stat sheet for making the throw. But hey, can we put some touchdowns up there for the big boys up front? It was their blocking and buying of time for that play that led to the score.
That one splits the uprights. And the Giants make it an 11-point ball game. On now is York to kick this one away. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback. This drive starting from the 30. And even 20 seconds left at their disposal on the final drive of this half. They'll motion Lamb right. Throwing now, Milton. He's going to loft one deep to the left. That is incomplete. Down to 13 seconds left. Defender smart there to get a hand on that one. So it'll be 2nd down.
I'm just going to say maybe not the guy you want to pick on in coverage on this particular series. Gets a hand on that throw and knocks it away. The next time, well, he could get 2 hands on it and take it the other way.
Couldn't connect on first. It's 2nd down. To throw, Milton. And that's going to fall incomplete. We're down to 9 seconds left.
Well, that's one you chalk up to the pressure earning that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target, hit him, altered that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Back to throw it. That's caught for the first. And he'll be across midfield and close to that 45 before going out.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. That brings us to halftime. We'll get a break as our teams make their adjustments and then return with more of the NFL on EA Sports in just a little bit. Back from the break, I'm Kate Scott, joined by Brock Heward, and we are just moments away from the beginning of our 2nd half. We'll see what the first half adjustments of the season are as they're teed up, and away we go in our 2nd half. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this 2nd half. We've got a touchback. 1st and 10 now from the 30. Trying the handoff. And their struggles on the ground continue as he's tackled after a small gain. 2 on the pickup there, and it's going to be 2nd and 8. from the 32. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. And the Cowboys are going to have it. And he's going to hang on to that football. That's his first career interception. Well, you kind of had a feeling, Brock, that they were going to be passing early and often, coming out of the locker room on the losing side of things, right? And that coverage, man, they knew it too. Right there to make a play on the very first throw.
Yeah, no doubt. I think in any of our minds, they knew a throw was coming defensively, and that's fine. You could know it's coming, but you got to then go out and execute and take it away. Played right into their hands, and now a chance to add to this lead.
And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. He picks up 28 on the play. And that will set up first and goal. Malone back in the backfield, and they give it to him. He's in. Touchdown, Dallas. The Cowboys push their lead further to start the half. Well, Brock, you know this better than most. In baseball, it's 3 strikes and you're out. I know you experienced that a lot, but on the gridiron, you're feeling pretty happy, right? If you can strike the end zone 3 times in one game.
Yeah, I'd rather go hockey and soccer. That's just the positive guy in me. They call that a hat trick. It's worth celebrating. And yeah, they should celebrate this effort.
Aubrey now to kick this one away. And he got all of that one out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Slot man motioned over. Trying to shake off the interception. He's looking to throw. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
Well, that was almost one of those nice chunk plays you like to see in the NFL, Kate, before he was able to recover and provide the hit and ultimately dislodge the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays down the field.
Escapes out to the left. Not enough on this throw. It hits the turf instead of his man.
You know, when we were growing up in the backyard, we call them alligators. 1 alligator, 2 alligator, 3 alligator. He needed another alligator in order to get that ball off. Credit the defense for forcing the incompletion.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Chased out to his right. Hyatt with the grab. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And the Giants will have a first down.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
Now they send their back in motion right. They'll throw it again. That pass caught by Wangu. He's corralled after a modest 4-yard gain. That was Micah Parsons making that play. 2nd and 6 coming up here. He'll throw it yet again. Catch made by Keaton Mitchell. And he'll be brought down after getting it to the 47-yard line. It's a pickup of 9 yards. And it's good enough for a New York first down. Running back, motioning right. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
You know, for pitchers, you hear them say, gosh, you got to pitch this guy backwards. For defenses, you got to do the same at times, Kate. You just can't always run it on first. You got to mix in some high-percentage pass plays. Otherwise, you're going to get hit right in the face for a loss just like that.
Second and 13. Wangu on the catch. And he's brought down right in the neighborhood of that 40-yard line.
Okay, I know exactly what's going to happen. I've seen it once. I've seen it 100 times. Next week on the practice field, this running back's going to say, see, I'm not just a running back. I can play receiver. And you receivers, you couldn't do my job, but I just showed you I could do yours.
Let's take it in by Wangu. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage